The deep ocean, a place so different, filled with strange life forms. When we look at the sheer scale of the Earth's oceans, it's hard to believe that less than 2% of all biomass on Earth lives here, and of that a small percentage, around 90%, is located close to the surface in the first 200 meters. Over 69% of our planet is covered by water, more than a mile deep. The deep sea is the largest habitat on Earth and is largely unexplored. Below the ocean surface is a mysterious world that accounts for over 95% of Earth's living space, but the deep sea remains largely unexplored. As you dive down through this vast living space, you notice that light starts fading rapidly. By 650 feet or 200 meters, all the light is gone to our eyes and the temperature has dropped dramatically. Dive deeper and the weight of the water above continues to accumulate to a massive crushing force. Any light still filtering down has diminished to appear completely black, leaving only animals and bacteria to produce the light found here. By 13,000 feet, the temperature hovers just below the temperature of a refrigerator. At this depth, we have reached the average depth of the deep sea floor, a place that may start to get a little muddy. The further we dive down from the surface, the less new food is available, making the fight to survive that much more challenging. Despite these harsh conditions, there is life, an astounding variety of creatures that will boggle your mind. Ocean zones. Oceanographers divide the majority of the ocean midwater into 5 broad zones. Each zone has a different mix of species adapted to its specific light level, pressure, temperature, and community. About 3/4 of the area covered by ocean is deep, permanently dark and cold. This is called the deep sea. We most are familiar with the surface layer, which extends down 650 feet or 200 meters and receive the most sunlight, allowing photosynthetic organisms like phytoplankton to convert sunlight to energy. It is the home of pods of dolphins, schools of fish, and shoals of sharks. Scientists refer to this highly productive area as the epipelagic zone. But the majority of the space in the ocean is dark world. Dive below the epipelagic and you will enter the mesopelagic zone. Mesopelagic zone is also known as the twilight zone. This area receives only faint filtered sunlight, allowing no photosynthetic organism to survive. The depth of the ocean between 650 and 3,300 feet or 200 to 1,000 meters is called the mesopelagic. Barely any light filters down to this depth and yet still life thrives here. About 90% of the world fish by weight live in the mesopelagic, about 10 billion tons of fish. The bristle-mouthed fish alone may number to about 1 quadrillion, making them the most numerous family of animals with a backbone in the world. Many animals have adapted to the near darkness with large eyes and counter illumination. Bath pelagic zone. Beginning with the bath pelagic zone, the ocean in this zone is completely void of light from the sun, moon, and stars. The bath pelagic is between 1,000 and 4,000 meters beneath the ocean surface. It is an area called a photic zone, which is completely void of light at 39 degrees Fahrenheit or 4 degrees Celsius. It is very cold. Moreover, the pressure is over 110 times at sea level. Creatures in this zone must live with minimal food, so many have slow metabolism. Many rely on marine snow as their main food source. Animals in this zone create their own bioluminescent light, and if they have not lost them, have highly light sensitive eyes to see the light produced by other animals. The black hagfish, viperfish, anglerfish, and slippered shark are common fish that call this zone home. While something like the gurpal eel, which its massive expandable gullet is a rare and amazing sight and could almost be mistaken for an alien. Vampire squid and Dumbo octopus also venture to these depths. Abyssal zone or abyssopelagic zone. Travel deeper into Abyssal zone and you will find the abyssopelagic zone, the abyss. And finally, the deepest reaches of the oceans are found at bottom of precipitous trenches. These locations venture into the hydropelagic zone, places so deep only a handful of humans have ever traveled there so far. The abyssopelagic extend from 13,000 feet to 19,000 feet or 4,000 meters to 6,000 meters down to the seafloor or abyssal plain. Animals that can withstand the pressure in this depth which can reach up to 600 times what is experienced at sea level, are highly specialized. Tripod fish are an oddity that can be found in this zone. Rattlefish, octopuses, and sea cucumbers are also well adapted to the intense pressure here. Hadal Zone or Hadal Pelagic. The Hadal Pelagic is the very deepest part of the ocean that includes the ocean trenches. It extends from 19,000 feet or 6,000 meters to the very bottom of the Mariana Trench at 36,000 feet or 10,000 meters. Very little is known about the creatures that live at such depths. In 2018, scientists officially described a snailfish at 27,000 feet below sea level, the deepest living fish ever found. The snailfish lacks scales, has large teeth, and does not bioluminescence, a departure from what many people envision in deep sea fish. It is the only named fish at such depth. Abyssal Plain. The abyssal plain is the relatively level deep sea floor of the ocean. It is a cold and dark place that lies between 3,000 feet and 6,000 meters below the sea surface. It is also home to squid lobsters, red prawns, and various species of sea cucumbers. For these creatures, food is scarce most of the time. Bits of decaying matter and excretion from thousands of meters above must trickle down to the seafloor, with only a small fraction escaping the hungry jaws of creatures above. Less than 5% of food produced at the surface will make its way to abyssal plain. Most of this comes in great pulses as the result of phytoplankton blooms. When the phytoplankton are gone, the animals that grew quickly to eat them die and sink to the seafloor. The oceans are so deep. There is so much of them. We owe it to ourselves and to our descendants to preserve them as well as we can. There are still so many wondrous things left to be discovered.